Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Pal.ey Center for Media. My name is Ron Simon, curator here of radio and television. Welcome to Tuesday night with Big Bang Theory. I'm sure most of you saw last night's episode on CBS. It had tremendous ratings, and we were left with the final image of Sheldon trying to go to sleep with Mickey Mouse ears, tormented by Goofy. But we'll see where Sheldon is today on Tuesday, and we all know that Big Bang Theory entertains both audiences and critics alike, and it's really a pleasure to have one of the stars of the show here tonight. Big Bang Theory is certainly a very smart comedy about smart geeks who are totally incompetent with social interaction. Tonight we're pleased to welcome the actor who plays the smartest and geekiest of those scientific geniuses, Jim Parsons. Jim's hilarious portrayal of the highly rational and socially inept Jim Parsons. Jim's portrayal has earned him an Emmy nomination and also has won him a Television Critics Association award. Entertainment Weekly has already declared that Jim Parsons is a comedy legend. As they said in EW, Parsons is doing something rare on network television, making intellectualism admirable, even heroic. So tonight we'll get to see and meet Jim and see how he does that, making brains something very sexy on television. Please welcome our moderator tonight, Michelle Kung.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Jim Parsons to the stage.
Thank you. That's quite an entrance, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's a game show. I want to say first off, thank you all for being here. It's so nice. I really love the chance to talk about the show. I enjoy talking about it, not just because I'm a self-concerned actor, but because I enjoy talking about the show. And so many surroundings, you don't get a chance. We were saying this morning. It's so quick. You have 5 minutes on Letterman, or you have 7 minutes, whatever, and nobody gets to ask. People who are actually watching the show don't get to ask you questions. I mean, God bless somebody like Letterman, but he's not really watching the show, you know. So, and that's fine. But anyway, that's all. Thank you.
And so I was wondering if you just wanted to, if we could start talking about this episode we just saw.
That's fine by me.
Because you guys wrapped recently.
Yes.
And so this was probably filmed about a month
Probably
ago?
about a month ago. How did it end? And I'm serious. How did it end?
It was just.
I saw we were in the cafeteria. He went to buy her. He went to go get her coffee. And then what happened? She went with Raj, right?
Yes, and then Raj locked them out.
Oh, because she wanted to play a sex game.
Yes.
Okay. What was I doing?
You weren't there.
Did I ever show up again?
No.
That would explain why I don't remember it, though. That's really funny. Honest to God's truth. Okay.
You were probably, your character was probably a little too frustrated with Judy Greer's
character. No. I had one laundry room scene with Kaylee, with Penny.
Right.
Where I'd show how disappointed I was, or whatever. Okay. So yes, where would you like to start with that?
Well, you guys actually have a great number of guest stars that come on, like Judy Greer. Like, know, how does that work? Does basically the writers come to you and be like, whoops, we got this person coming in, introduce them?
Oh, well, no. Oh, yeah. I mean, we typically find some people, which surprises me, for as much as I work on the show, I don't have my ear to the pulse of what they're doing nearly as much as some other people. Like, every once in a while, somebody else in the cast will be like, I heard Judy Greer's coming on. I'm like, from who? Who told you that? And if you don't hear it that way, you might hear it online. Nikki Fink might tell you. Or sometimes it's literally you open the script for the episode and go, look who's on, this week. So that's how that happens. And as far as how they get them, I think some of them are, a lot of them are probably just offers, like, would you like to do this or whatever. I know Mayim Bialik, though, who's going to be on the finale, TV's Blossom, she auditioned and apparently just knocked it out of the park, It was one small scene that I did with her, and I thought she was fantastic. But she was on audition. I don't think Judy was.
Okay. Do you think Sheldon is capable of of being in a romantic relationship?
I would assume in his own... yes, I know that he would be... I don't know anything. I'm not writing it. But I think that, yes, he would be capable of that for sure. It's a lack of of interest. It's a lack, I think, it's his lack of wanting to put energy towards that, you know, critical of others who he thinks waste energy there that should be focused elsewhere. And I've always said it would have to really take him by surprise, hit him over the head, whatever. And whether or not that's what's happening in our season finale when he meets Mayim, I doubt it, because that'd be a drastic change, and our team of writers is not known. They're known to say we do not want drastic change, actually. And I agree with them. I think it's beyond comforting. I think that for me as a TV viewer, when things I've been hooked into, you know, you're hooked into these characters as much as anything, for the most part, if you continually watch something. And some change is fun to watch. But a great deal for me of the joy of watching any TV character is the reactions and the way they are that you kind of come to rely upon. You know how they're going to react in a situation, and that's what's fun. You introduce them into a whatever situation, and you go, I know how they're going to, you know. So some change, but nothing too big. Right. I really strayed on your question, but go ahead.
Well, no, it's a good point, because it's the sort of thing where you'll see, like, you know, Sheldon doesn't like germs.
Right.
You know, and so you always know how that is going to go.
Right.
But there's enough flexibility within the character that it's not just like a one-note person. Absolutely,
absolutely. Well, one thing that always comes up is that I think there's such a great freedom, and maybe there's a great freedom in playing any character, but some of these characters specifically having a great deal to do with their vast intelligence and their field of study and their awkwardness in the world, especially like Sheldon can be so. Whereas that could seem to kind of box you into something, I think it opens up, though, for us a tremendous amount of freedom, because who are we to say at any point he wouldn't do that? Well, I don't know what he would do. You know what I mean? They say he'll do this, well, then I'm willing to try that. I think that he really might do that. You know, he's a genius. I don't know how somebody like that acts. He's a bit of a freak, so I don't know how, you know, any reaction is possible as far as that goes. And that's one of the most fun things about this whole process for 3 years now, has been that going, if you say so, I'm willing to go with it too, you know.
Well, it definitely seems as if the writers are putting Sheldon in increasingly embarrassing situations, like especially this season. You know, there was one episode where you're in, like, you know, the ball court, and you're just kind of like swimming around and like.
The ball court makes it sound so dignified. It is a pit, trust me. Yeah, well, you know, but that's once again what he's, you know, if you don't put limits on what he's capable of taking action for and feeling passion for, then he's limitless in where you can find him, you know. And one of the things we discussed this morning, we did an interview, for those who don't know, we did it completely separate of this, except it was sort of a get to know you for tonight too. But one of the things we talked about was that the ball pit episode was one of the times it really hit me on the head how lucky we are to have science as our basis that we're coming from as a show, because that just encompasses almost, if not everything. So if they, the writers, or anybody else can think of something like a ball pit or whatever, it's like, wouldn't it be fun to see? We can almost inevitably, the writers can find a way to get us there. Like, well, they could be there, in this case, or the ball pit was because of, you know, I needed bigger molecules to work with to really visualize what I was trying to do, you know. And so that worked perfectly, you know. We started out with lima beans in the cafeteria scene, graduated to marbles, and well, of course we ended up in a ball pit, you know. And I admire their execution, their execution of a storyline, the structure. I'm just always amazed that the way they put it together. They work their asses off. They really do. They work so much harder than we do at times. You know, every once in a while we get a week off. And the reason we get a week off is so, those who don't know, a lot of you probably do know, but so they can catch up. You know, they don't stop writing. Yeah.